Mic check. Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. And we are live here on the ETBU Sportsnet. Mark T. Robinson on the call for this doubleheader, but it is a non-conference meeting. No, it's against the UT Tyler Patriots, but they are moving on and up in the world to NCAA Division II ranks. But we're just 2 minutes away from the opening tip here between today's contest between the Patriots and the ETBU Tigers. Just in a few moments, folks, we're going to have ourselves the starting lineup. Quick look at the overall season series between these two ball clubs, as they have both gone down to the wire over the last few meetings. Particularly, just last week, the Tigers picked up their first victory over the Patriots in about 10 years. Since 2009, they pick up their first win against UT Tyler, so that was definitely a big statement there from ETBU. And head coach Rusty Rainbow talked about his team being battle-tested last week. But they certainly were against this team. As you look at them coming in, they are 12-8, no conference record as they are moving into the Division II ranks. So they do not participate in conference play. But this will be the final time that they'll meet the Patriots as a Division III opponent, so to speak. So we'll talk about the keys to the game for both teams as we are just moments away from the opening tip. But first, we're going to have ourselves the playing of the national anthem to be followed by the announcement of the starting lineup. So, folks, you know the drill. We'll be back here on the ETBU Sportsnet in just a moment with the broadcast. Don't go anywhere. Well, folks, we've got ourselves a minor setback here as several gentlemen, including our very own SID, Adam Ledyard, attending to the basketball nets. Got to make sure everything's in tip-top shape before the matchup, but quickly we'll go over the keys to the game for UT Tyler Patriots. A solid job at the start shooting the three ball. They want to continue to be able to connect from downtown in the last meeting. And for ETBU, the Tigers want to continue with that inside attack of Kim Childress and Amanda Wilson. They've combined for 20-plus points in the last 4 meetings. And ultimately, this is a team that wants to get up and down, force turnovers, and push the tempo against their opponents. They've forced 20-plus turnovers in 10 of the last 12 matchups. So we'll be back here on the ETBU Sports Net as we're moments away from the start of this meeting between the UT Tyler Patriots and the ETBU Tigers. So, folks, you know the drill. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the announcement of the starting lineup. Stay tuned. And we are back here on the ETBU Sports Net. The starting lineups coming up here for you folks. First for the UT Tyler Patriots, number 11 in the backcourt, Tarisha Blaylock, the freshman out of Tyler, Texas. She is joined by number 20, Shadazia Burkett, the 5'8 junior out of Killeen, Texas. Number 22, Samantha Odom will be at that forward spot, the senior out of Allen, Texas. Number 25, Aubrey Adams, the forward, the 6'1 freshman out of Marble Falls, Texas. And rounding out that starting lineup, number 32, Bianca Valderrama, the senior out of Corpus Christi, Texas. For the Tigers, the usual suspects, number 2, Valerie Matlock, joined in the backcourt with Taylor Singleton, along with Kendrick Clark, Kim Childress, who has been on fire over the last several games, and Amanda Wilson will round out that starting spot in the middle. The Patriots win the opening tip, and here comes Blaylock here to set things up for UT Tyler. Odom dribbling against the defense. Burkett will get it inside to Adams, kicking it out. Valderrama will start with a triple in and out, rebounded by Singleton. The push ahead to Clark. Kendrick Clark skips it over to Kim Childress, who had a great game against the Patriots, had 15 points in the win. And Clark for 3, too strong, rebounded by Valderrama. Valderrama second on the team in scoring at just under 13 points per game. Will skip it over and gets it to Odom. Odom will skip it to Blaylock, and Blaylock surrounded with the defense of Matlock, and they'll throw it inside to Adams. Adams facing a double, kicks it back over to Burkett. Burkett, the jumper, off the mark. It's tapped out of bounds by Odom from behind, and the Tigers will maintain possession. We talked about ETBU coming in. Although this is not a conference matchup, they are, this is still very much a meaningful game for them, as this is a quality opponent in UT Tyler. Obviously, as they're not playing for conferences. Singleton splits through, but is stripped by Adams. And here comes Blaylock on the run. They stop the ball, kicking it out to Burkett. Wide open for the 3 and knocks it down. And that is the game's first field goal. Patriots on top, 3-0 early on. There's Singleton to direct it up top here. Kicks it over to Kim Childress and back to Singleton. It goes. Here's the cross screen, and then coming off is Clark, but she's surrounded as the jumper by Childress and a foul from behind. So Kim Childress will shoot 2, trying to get the Tigers on the board. 8:20 to go here in the first quarter. That's the first foul on Burkett, the game's first personal foul from either team. Childress at the line shooting 70%. A little bit lower than her numbers from last year, and she's short on that one. So Kim Childress has another one coming. Actually, she's 68% at the line, was about 82, 81% last season to go along with her average of 14 points. And in and out on both. So Kim Childress comes up empty at the line. And that's nearly picked off by Singleton. She had 5 steals against the Patriots in Thursday's meeting. And she leads the team at better than 3 per game. So she is very active defensively. As they get it to Valderrama. She splits 2. And trying to find an open man, and she'll get it back to Burkett. And Burkett will skip it up top to Blaylock to set up the offense. Burkett has it again. They form a bit of a wall there on the left side of the floor. Valderrama gets it. The catch, the fire won't go. Tipped away, and the rebound goes to the Tigers. ETBU doing a great job on that possession, as Valderrama in the last meeting really torched the Tigers from the 3-point line to start. She had 5 triples for the game, 4 in the first half. Kicking it back over to Singleton. Here is Clark. Will bounce it inside to Amanda Wilson. She looks for the open man. Will find Matlock. Matlock on the drive, kicking it back to Childress. Childress puts it on the deck and is stopped and kicks it over to Wilson. Wilson comes up well short on the jumper, and here comes Burkett on the push. Burkett going all the way, skips it inside to Adams, and they call a blocking foul on Amanda Wilson as she impeded the progress of Burkett. And it's going to be a non-shooting affair. She was passing it off to an open teammate. Patriots maintain possession. Burkett from the other side for three. Too strong. Rebounded by Singleton. She's surrounded, but pushes it ahead. Here's Clark. The throw ahead to Wilson. Wilson caught in the air. Kicks it back out to Childress. Matlock goes stumbling. Here's Clark for three. In and out. Kendrick Clark tried to chase it down, but taken by Odom. So the Tigers off to a very slow start. They're now 0 for 5 from the field. As Matlock is surrounded by the lockdown defense of Valerie Matlock. Valderrama inside, going right at Wilson. It's blocked away, and here comes Singleton on the push. Gets it to Clark. Clark on the baseline drive, but instead she stops on the dime and gets it back out top to Matlock. Kicking it out. Here's Childress for three. It's good. Kim Childress from downtown, and she ties the ball game at 3. So both teams having problems putting the ball in the basket right now, and the scoring seal finally broken for ETBU with a Kim Childress triple. And trying to split through is Burkett, and she draws the foul. So that's going to be now 2 fouls on the Tigers. Let's see who they tag with the personal. They're going to give it to Kendrick Clark for the first time. Clark coming in, averaging better than 14 points per game, 14.5 on the season to lead the Tigers. She tips it away and gets the steal. Amanda Wilson to pick it up. Here comes Matlock on the drive, splitting between two, going right at Valderrama. Is hit and draws the foul. She goes to the deck, and Matlock will shoot 2. Valerie Matlock was 4-4 at the line to pick up her free throw percentage to 47.5%. So she did a great job at the line in the last meeting. Valerie Matlock is always among the leaders for this team on the defensive end, as officials going to the scorers table. Not sure exactly what the issue is. I think they're going to change out basketballs. Huh, that's interesting. Never been number 4. Apparently there's something wrong with the previous game ball. So they switch basketballs. Not sure how that's going to affect the shooting on the floor. And the one that really needs a fill is Valerie Matlock. She's at the charity stripe. As here's the first free throw is up and good. So Matlock has made 5 consecutive free throws dating back to the last contest. As Tori Shoemaker checking into the ball game for the Patriots. Another one coming for Matlock. And it's up and good. So Valerie Matlock getting it done at the line. And the Tigers lead by 2, 5-3 with just over 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter, as Blaylock is trying to split through. She goes to the deck along with Clark, and the jumper by Aubrey Adams too hard off the heel, rebounded by Kim Childress, and she gets the outlet to Singleton. Here's Clark on the drive, kicks it back to Singleton, over to Childress. Childress puts it on the deck. Childress on the run, can't bank it home, rebounded by Burkett, and she looks to push now for the Patriots. Here comes Odom up the lane, kicks it over to Adams. Adams, the fall away, won't go. Rebounded by Matlock, and Matlock on the push. Matlock on the drive, kicks it back out to Kim Childress. Childress the escape dribble, back to Matlock, kicks it up top. Clark will fire for 3, in and out. And it's knocked away by Odom. It will stay with ETBU. Tigers really off to a very shaky start right now. They're just 1 for 9 from the field. Patriots not much better. They themselves have only connected on 1 field goal here in the early going. Here's Kim Childress will hand it off to Singleton. Kicking it over to Matlock. Matlock looking for the open man. It's back up top to Singleton. And here's Clark. She looks inside, and the cuts. And the pass goes awry, but right to Matlock, and that pass goes off the mark. The leaner by Singleton, too strong. Offensive rebound goes to Wilson. Wilson draws the foul. It's going to be a jump, actually, and it will stay with ETBU. Aubrey Adams checking out, replaced by Valderrama. We're going to have ourselves a media timeout, folks. 4:59 to play here in the first quarter. Tigers up 5-3. It's been a tight contest so far, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back on the ETBU Sports Net.
Welcome to your hometown. We're getting busy in here. To me, quality means perfection. From the time that you hit the door to the time that you leave, we serve quality.
Their quality is just number one for me. You can taste that with every burger. The customer service is perfect.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
It's always a great experience here.
The first bite makes you feel all warm and happy inside.
It's never disappointing, and it's always quality every single time you come.
Quality is what keeps you coming back.
Get your hometown Whataburger. Quality like no other.
We're back on the ETBU Sports Net. Tigers shooting just 1 of 7 from the floor. However, they are up by 2. Entire lineup change as Meeks trying to spin her way through the double team, stripped by Valderrama, and a turnover for ETBU. Here comes Burkett and kicks it back up top to Blaylock to set things up here. So Shoemaker, Odom, Valderrama, Blaylock, as Valderrama on the bad catch misses the 3, and it's chased down by Meeks. We'll skip it ahead to Sydney Saxton on the push. Saxton in the corner to Kayla Bice. Was checked in as well with his second unit. Saxton kicking it over to Hannah Hudson. Using the Anna Moss screen, Hudson getting it back to Saxton. Moss another screen. Saxton on the push and tried to connect with Bice, but it's deflected out of bounds. Shaky start for both teams. And it's very interesting because the Tigers over the last several games have gotten off to solid starts in the first half. As the shot clock is down to 2. And Bice for 3, and it's good. Kayla Bice off the dribble from downtown just before the shot clock has any time to expire. 8-3 lead now. ETBU, 2 triples have gone down. The jumper by Valderrama is good. And she cuts the lead down to 3 again. Bice again from the corner. Can't get it to fall. She cleans up her own mess. And a new shot clock for ETBU. Great hustle by Bice. Hasn't played much over the last several games. Dealing with shoulder problems as Hudson almost thought about the triple. Saxton given all kinds of room. Not really a shooter. We'll skip it over. Here's Hudson from the corner now. In and out. And that ball deflected out of bounds by Odom. It will stay with ETBU. But again, it's just so good to see Kayla Bice back in the rotation for ETBU. She is going to be crucial as we near AC tournament play. Here's Meeks, way outside, back over to Hudson now. Hudson looking, kick it to Bice. Bice, the escape dribble, back to Hudson. Shot clock is at 20 seconds, so enough time to operate. Splitting through is Saxton trying to get the runner to go, and it's in and out, and a tie-up. It'll go back to UT Tyler. Great hustle there off the miss. But the Patriots will gain possession. Checking in is Aubrey Adams now for the Patriots. A little bit of a tight rotation for the Patriots so far. They've played 7 total. And of course, you know, ETBU will go to several lineups throughout the ball game. There's a skip. And actually checking in is number 13, Kayla Alford. So new change at the point guard spot. Shoemaker will kick it over. The pump fake, and here is Adams on the fade, way off. Rebounded by Moss. Here's the push by Saxton. We'll get it over to Bice. Bice Back to Saxton, and Xana Moss will skip it over to Hudson. Hudson looking, she puts it on the deck. So we've got 2:33 to go here in the first quarter. The Tigers still trying to find a rhythm as Hudson is chased off the three-point line. She gets it back. A deep three won't go, and Hudson gets her own miss. And that's one of the things head coach Rusty Rainbow has really talked about with Hannah Hudson. She's got decent size, about 5'9", 5'10", skipping it over to Moss. Moss puts it on the deck, drives right at Shoemaker, and draws the foul. Good aggressive move by Moss. And she'll shoot too, but head coach Rainbow has talked about Hannah Hudson being aggressive on the offensive boards and going after rebounds off of missed shots. So he's been looking to do that as Moss comes up strong at the line. Checking in now for the Patriots, number 23, Libby Waddell. Another free throw coming from Moss. In and out. So Tigers just 2 of 6 at the line, and we're going to have a foul. And that foul is going to go against, let's see. It's going to go against Hudson, so third personal for ETBU, third, 3 fouls for UT Tyler as well. Here's the handoff over to Burkett to set things up. Burkett looking inside, will get it over to Waddell. The runner won't go, and the offensive rebound goes to Valderrama. She's battling inside, has it blocked away by Anna Moss. And Valderrama's looking for a foul on the inside. Have to settle for the possession. So 1:42 to play, and a woefully low-scoring start to this one. It's just 8-5. And Valderrama trying to tie it, and she does from straight away. So Bianca Valderrama with the triple, and nobody stops the ball. Saxton banks it home, and the foul. Sydney Saxton turning on the Jets and banks home the lay-in. And she'll go to the line looking to complete a three-point play as Valderrama picks up. Let's see. Yeah, Valderrama is going to pick up her second. She'll check out. Both Shoemaker and Valderrama come out of the game. Aubrey Adams and Samantha Odom return. Saxton looking to complete the three-point play. Can't get it done, and a loose ball foul is going to be called on Hannah Hudson. So Hudson's going to pick up her second. And Tigers now 14 fouls for the game. There's a skip over to beat the pressure. Burkett against the defense of Bice. Bice will rotate back up top and get over to Waddell. Now to Adams. And Adams called for traveling. So good defense by the Tigers to force the turnover. As Kim Childress, Taylor Singleton, and that starting unit return for ETBU to close out the quarter. They lead 10-8. It has been a very tight matchup so far. Inside is Wilson. Wilson's got to get out of the paint. The hook pass. Clark for 3. Too strong again. Rebounded by Childress. Childress gets tied up with Waddell, and it will stay with ETBU with 55.6 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Singleton to inbound. And looking for the open man. We'll skip it way up top to Childress. And Singleton will get it back here to direct the offense for ETBU. Plenty of time. Working on the double screen. Handing it off to Matlock. Waiting for the Kim Childress. The crossover by Matlock. Kicks it back over to Singleton. Singleton kicking it to Wilson. Wilson's jumper in and out. Rebounded by, I believe, the Patriots. And here comes Elford skipping it over. And call for travel is Waddell. Could not stay on balance. And the turnover, it will go back to the Tigers. So ETBU picking up their defensive pressure over the last couple of possessions. And Singleton will look to get a good shot for the Tigers as the shot clock is turned off. 17 seconds to go here. And Singleton measuring up top. She'll use the double screen. Kim Childress to pop free. Childress will go off the dribble, kicking it over to Wilson. Wilson is fouled right at the free throw line. Nice two-man game between Wilson and Childress. And Amanda Wilson will shoot two with 3.4 seconds remaining. That's the first foul on Samantha Odom. So Amanda Wilson will go to the line. That first free throw is too strong. The Tigers just 2 of 8 at the line. And that's going to be a point of emphasis as the second quarter is just about underway here. Second free throw is off as well. So the Tigers just 2 of 9 as they extend their pressure to end the quarter. The Tigers, not a great quarter for either team. However, ETBU's on top, 10-8. We'll be back here for the start of the second after this. Don't go anywhere.
Faith, determination, loyalty, teamwork. These are just a few of the core values that both East Texas Baptist University and Marshall Ford Lincoln have in common. I'm Matt Moore, General Manager of Marshall Ford Lincoln, and at Marshall Ford Lincoln, we're both proud and grateful for our relationship with East Texas Baptist University Athletics. From all of us at Marshall Ford Lincoln, we wish you nothing but success in your 2017-2018 seasons, and go get them, Tigers.
We are back here on the ETBU Sports Net, and Alyssa Spiker is in the ball game now for the Patriots, their leading scorer, seeing her first action of the day as Singleton picks up the foul. Just 8 seconds into the second quarter, but the Tigers right now, they lead by 2, but neither team shooting particularly well in the contest, as it's knocked away again from Adams. Tigers with just 3 field goals made. Adams' jumper is off the mark, rebounded by Moss. And here comes Singleton on the push to Clark. Clark on the drive. Clark, the banker, won't go. Too strong. And it will stay with ETBU as it was deflected out by the Patriots. And Clark trying to get going. She's now 0 for 4 from the field. As Singleton looks to inbound for ETBU. 9:36 to go. And the lob over to Clark. The catch, the banker is good. And she converts off the lob play, and a good pass from Singleton. It's a 12-8 lead now for the Tigers as they run the trap, skipping it over eventually to Spiker. She'll skip it to Odom. Off the fake, Adams to Spiker. Spiker for 3, in and out. But the offensive rebound goes to Waddell. She scores, and the foul. So Patriots now in double digits with 10 points. Waddell will go to the line to complete the three-point play. One free throw coming for Waddell now. And it's good. 12-11. ETBU up by 1. Singleton working against the defensive pressure of Patriots. Good pass inside. Touch pass by Clark to Childress. And she banks it home. It's a 14-11 lead now for the Tigers. And Patriots able to beat the pressure this time. Spiker looking, getting it over to Adams, who works well outside the three-point line now. And a 3-second violation called on the Patriots, so the Tigers will get it off the turnover again. So Anna Moss is in the lineup with the starters here. So a little bit of a different look for ETBU from that 4 spot. And Moss on the drive going right at Waddell again and draws the foul. So Moss will go back to the line. She's been a little more aggressive here in this first half. However, she didn't miss 2 at the stripe on her only trip. Here comes the first, and it's up and good. And the Tigers certainly needed that. Just 2 of 9 prior to that make, but ETBU, as the season winds down for them, as the second free throws in and out off the iron from Moss, rebounded by Spiker. And a foul called on Kendrick Clark. She can't believe it. And she did a great job pressuring in the back court. But the Tigers have 3 games remaining after this one today. All 2 of the 3 on the road. One against Louisiana College on February the 9th, as the basket is up and good for Waddell. Here's the drive by Matlock, won't go. And Moss with the offensive rebound puts it back up and foul from behind. So Anna Moss will go right back to the free throw line for 2 shots. She's 1 of 4, but she has been active underneath here in the ball game. So right now it's a 2-point game, 15-13. First free throw is too strong again. Tigers just 3 of 13 now at the line. Or check that, 3 of 12. Moss goes in and out, and Matlock was trying to chase down that loose ball, was being impeded by Alford, and Patriots eventually will inbound and gain possession. Here is Shoemaker back to Spiker. Spiker being hounded by Singleton, lost it but got it back. Splits through on the drive with the left hand, goes right into Moss, and she's fouled. So Anna Moss picks up her first personal. Spiker will go to the line. Carissa Spiker, a 78% free throw shooter, in and out on the first. She'll have another one coming. So both teams having problems converting at the stripe over the last several trips. 1 for 2 for Spiker. And Sydney Saxton has checked into the ball game. Again, going to that 2-point guard set as Singleton's 3 spins off the rim and rebounded by Odom. And here comes the push. Saxton nearly got the strip. Came up with it, but it was a kick ball. As Bianca Valderrama returns to the ball game with 7:38 to go here in the half. Tigers up by 1, 15-14. Odom looking the inbound here. She'll get it to Valderrama, but look at the overall schedule for ETBU. As we said, 2 of 3 on the road as the three-pointer is up and good. And the pass inside. Here's Moss scoring with the left hand off the beautiful lead pass by Saxton. And this ball game is tied at 17 with just over 7 minutes to go here in the second. And it's going to be a turnover on the Patriots as that ball went off the leg of Samantha Odom, and the Tigers get it right back. And they will look to take the lead by 2 or 3. Saxton will kick it over to Singleton. Singleton faced with the double team, the crossover, getting it back over to Saxton. Throws it inside to Moss. Moss looking, Gets it back to Saxton. Saxton on the baseline drive, kicks it back over to Childress. And they swing it again. Moss setting the screen rather, and Matlock turns it over trying to get it to Kim Childress. Alfred picks off the pass. And here come the Patriots up the floor. Alfred stripped by Matlock. So Matlock says, you strip me, I come back and get a steal of my own. Banks it home, going coast to coast. As Valerie Matlock making up for the turnover at the other end and converts on the breakaway. It's 19-17. ETBU up 2 now. Shoemaker working up top. And Valderrama's 3 hard off the heel and out of bounds. It will go back to ETBU. As Kayla Bice checks in for Taylor Singleton. And let's see. We're going to have ourselves a timeout here, folks. I believe the Patriots want to talk it over. 19-17. ETBU up by 2. 6:14 to play, folks. Don't go anywhere. This is the ETBU Sportsnet.
I'm excited about the next 4 years and what the future holds for me at ETBU.
We're Christ-centered university, and we're putting God first.
We are the light on the hill. God calls us to be the light and to spread it.
I feel like I'm experiencing something that I'm not going to ever experience again, and I wouldn't change it for anything else.
Ever since the day I stepped foot on this campus, I have felt right at home.
We're back on the ETBU Sportsnet, and well, folks, hasn't been most fluid games thus far. However, the Tigers have the lead, and that's what's important right now. Up 19-17 with 6:10 to play here in the first half. Bice getting it back to Saxton, over to Matlock. Matlock back to Saxton, using the Childress screen. Slithers inside, can't bank home the runner. Rebounded by Spiker. Spiker slowing it down to set it up now for the Patriots. The bounce inside. Valderrama with inside position. Blocked by Moss. Moss denying the shot by Valderrama. The beautiful scoop pass to Matlock. And throws up a wild shot. It won't go. Rebounded by the Patriots. And here comes Spiker to Odom up the floor. Inside, Shoemaker. The pump fake. Shoemaker, the hook. In and out. Rebounded by Moss. Anna Moss is doing a solid job inside. Just being aggressive on the offensive end and being an absolute pest on the defensive end as that ball was deflected out by the Patriots. It will go back to ETBU. 5:23 to go. 19-17 is the lead. The very interesting thing, though, with the Tigers in that last matchup against the Ozarks, that was the first time they didn't force 20 turnovers in a game since the start of ASC play. Bice triple. It's good. Kayla Bice from deep in the corner. And it's a 22-17 lead for the Tigers with under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Here's Alfred kicking it over to Odom. Bice comes out to extend the pressure. Odom looking for the open man. Alfred on the pump fake going right at Childress. Childress blocked it away from behind. Shoemaker gets the errant, the loose ball rather, and can't put it home. Rebounded by Moss again. Here is Saxton. They don't stop the ball. Saxton all the way too hard off the heel. Was looking for a foul. Won't get it. And here come the Patriots up the floor. Here's Spiker on the pull-up and rattles it in. And it's a three-point game as both teams starting to pick it up a little bit here over the last minute or so. Here is Matlock back to Saxton up top. But again, Tigers force over 24 turnovers a game. And as I say that, the ball squeezes through the hands of Childress. Alfred for the layup. It won't go. Rebounded by Childress. And here comes Saxton on the push, kicking it to Bice. Bice, the escape dribble. The three. It's good. Kayla Bice has returned for ETBU. That's her third triple of the half, and it's a 6-point game. 3:42 to play. Tigers starting to wake up a little bit here and looking to end the half on a high note. They've scored 13 points here in the second. The straight-on three from Alfred is off. Shoemaker with the rebound. Shoemaker misses. Here comes Saxton on the push. Bice is sprinting on the other side. The no-look by Saxton tried to find Childress. Instead, finds a Patriot. It's Alfred, who is knocked to the ground, is looking for a foul. Irate with the official right now. She gets the ball back, and she'll swing it to Odom. And the bounce, Bice almost comes away with the steal. Matlock and Valderrama going at it, and Valderrama's knocked to the ground. The three by Spiker is way off, and the offensive rebound gets into the hands of Alfred. Alfred's runner is up and good. A lot of physical play going on down there. A lot of arm wrestling, and it's a 4-point game. The officials letting them play here in the early going. Back up top to Saxton. Back over to Bice. In the corner, Childress all alone for three, and too strong. Rebounded by Odom. 2:30 to play. Tigers by 4. 25-21. The lob over to Valderrama. Valderrama splitting two. Gets inside for Shoemaker. Shoemaker can't bank it home. It's deflected out, but it will stay with UT Tyler. And we're going to have ourselves a lineup change as Patriots going with almost an entirely new lineup. Carissa Spiker remains on the floor. ETBU going with a new lineup with the exception of Saxton and Bice. So Meeks, Tatiana Lacey, and Bianca Bowery on the floor. Bice picks it off. Here comes Bowery on the push. Bowery splitting two. Bowery goes to the left hand. Can't bank it home. Tipped up, and Bianca Bowery somehow comes away with the loose ball, and the Tigers maintain possession. 25-21, coming up to the 2-minute mark here of the first half. Inside it goes. Beautiful pass from Saxton, and Meeks banks it in. Beautiful entry pass from Saxton. Meeks able to convert to make it a 6-point game. Burkett has checked back into the ball game as she's being chased by Bice, and that's going to be now the 15th foul on ETBU. That's the first foul on Bice, but that's going to be free throws for Burkett. Burkett averaging 5.7 points per game, 83% free throw shooter. This is her first trip to the line today. It's a 27-21 ball game right now. Her first free throw is strong and off the mark. The Tigers have done a solid job of picking up the pace here in the second. Still a relatively slow game as both free throws off, and Spiker gets tied up with Lacey, and ETBU will get it back. The Tigers starting to pick it up here a little bit here in the second. Still a relatively slow ball game, as we said. Both teams shooting around the 30% mark, as Bice will get it up top. It goes back to Saxton. Swings it to Bowering. Up top for Saxton again. And Bice looking back up top. It'll swing to Bowering. Bowering off the dribble. Back up top for Saxton. Splitting through. Trying to get it to Lacey. Lacey facing a double team. Shot clock is down to 2. It's stripped away, and a foul called on the Tigers. And that's going to be free throws for the Patriots here. 1:15 to play here in the first half. Spiker will go to the line. She was 1 for 2 a moment ago. And here comes the first for Spiker. It rims good. So the Tigers are getting their attempts at the line, just having problems converting in this first half. They're just 4 of 13, and that is in and out. Rebounded by Lacey. And here comes Saxton on the push. Saxton in and out dribble. And looking for Bowering. She'll find her. And up top to Saxton. Over to Bice. Back to Saxton. They swing it around. Right now, UT Tyler in a 2-3 zone. Tigers inside. It goes to Lacey. Lacey can't bank it home. Rebounded by Aubrey Adams on the inside. Here comes Blaylock, who just came on. And she'll settle into a good shot now for the Patriots. Looking. The bounce inside. Adams. And actually, rather, that's Waddell on the turnaround. That was Adams for a second. From here, everyone kind of starts to look the same after you've been watching the game for a long period of time. As Saxton now with about a 3-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Kicks it over to Lacey. Back up top, it goes to Saxton. The cross screen by Bice. Bice looking to get free. The lob inside, it goes to Lacey. Lacey in a crowd, can't put it home, and it's out of bounds. And let's see, because the shot clock had expired, and the outside official will call a shot clock violation with 3.5 seconds to go in this first half. Clark, Childress, Matlock, Moss all coming on to the floor for ETBU. Saxton remains, as does Bowering. So Bowering, Matlock, Childress, Saxton, and Moss all on the floor for this final 3.5 to extend their defense. Spiker going against Matlock. She gets to the half court. She lobs it up, and it comes up short, just missing iron. And that will do it for the first half. Tigers trying to shake off a slow start. 27-22 is your score here from Ornelas Gymnasium. Mark T. Robinson on the call here in this divisional matchup between the UT Tyler Patriots. Tigers on top by 5. We'll be back on the ETBU Sports Net after this.
Welcome to your hometown Whataburger. We're getting busy in here to meet quality means perfection. From the time that you hit the door to the time that you leave, we serve quality.
Their quality is just #1 for me. You can taste that with every burger. The customer service is perfect.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
It's always a great experience here. The first bite makes you feel all warm and happy inside.
It's never disappointing and it's always quality every single time we come.
Quality is what keeps you coming back.
Get your hometown Whataburger. Quality like no other.
Faith, determination, loyalty, teamwork. These are just a few of the core values that both East Texas Baptist University and Marshall Ford Lincoln have in common. I'm Matt Moore, General Manager of Marshall Ford Lincoln, and at Marshall Ford Lincoln, we're both proud and grateful for our relationship with East Texas Baptist University Athletics. From all of us at Marshall Ford Lincoln, we wish you nothing but success in your 2017-2018 seasons, and go get 'em, Tigers.
I'm excited about the next 4 years and what the future holds for me at ETBU.
We're Christ-centered university, and we're putting God first.
We are the light on the hill. God calls us to be the light and to spread it.
I feel like I'm experiencing something that I'm not going to ever experience again, and I wouldn't change it for anything else.
Ever since the day I stepped foot on this campus, I have felt right at home.
With friendly locations all over East Texas, the Jalapeno Tree has long been a favorite East Texas dining destination for young and old alike. Best known for sizzling fajitas, famous star dinners, and the very best tortillas around. The extensive menu featuring a large assortment of both traditional favorites as well as new contemporary dishes has something for every taste. The Jalapeno Tree invites you to visit the Pepper Posse today. For the complete menu and the location nearest you, visit jalapenotree.com.
The A1 Chicken Hearty Burger's back.
I love the A1 Thick and Hearty Burger. Absolutely the best thing ever.
You asked for it, and it's back.
Yeah. It comes with 200% pure beef patties.
You have the crunchiness of the bacon, the onions, the way it all comes together. The sauce plays a big role in a sandwich. When you combine it with everything, that's what makes it so good.
A1 Thick and Hearty. It's back. That's the A1 Thick and Hearty Burger.
It's back at Whataburger for a limited time.
It's a little piece of heaven right here.
In towns across East Texas, folks have come to rely on the jalapeno tree for fresh, healthy, and made-to-order crazy good Mexican food, crafted with local love and care, with a focus on customer service and satisfaction. And not on the bottom line, the jalapeno tree stands behind everything they serve. So the next time you're seeking a unique dining experience, look beyond the boring, big chain fare. For the complete menu and the location nearest you, visit jalapenotree.com. Family owned and operated, and with locations across East Texas, the Jalapeno Tree has a passion for crazy good Mexican food, striving to create a family-friendly atmosphere with a focus on fresh, healthy food, quality ingredients, and exemplary service. The Pepper Posse team has over 20 years' experience in crafting a wide variety of unique and made-to-order, delicious dining options each and every day. For the complete menu and the location nearest you, visit jalapenotree.com.
We are a minute away from starting the second half here from Ornelas Gymnasium. It's Tyler Patriots and the ETBU Tigers in a bit of a tight matchup. Quick look at the numbers here as we're moments away from the start of the second half. Leading the way for the Tigers, a sight for sore eyes. Kayla Bice back in the rotation here, and she has 9 points to lead the way, all three from beyond the arc. Kim Childress has chipped in 5 points, and Kendra Clark just 2 points thus far. Valerie Matlock with 4. But the Tigers, neither team shooting well from the floor, as the Patriots as a team shooting 8 for 32 for 25%. They were 5 for 19 in the second quarter. Tigers started to pick it up in the second a bit, shooting 43.8%, 7 of 16. However, for the game, still in the lower 30s, 32% for the game, 10 for 31, 4 of 13 from beyond the arc. But the other concerning factor for the Tigers that's going to be key is just 3 of 13 from the free throw line. So Valderrama working inside the hook, and it's good. So Bianca Valderrama getting it going on the inside. She has 10 points to lead all scorers. We're just skipping it around to Kendra Clark. Childress has space beyond that three-point line. They throw it inside for Wilson. Amanda Wilson backs it up and in. Good entry pass, and Wilson able to score. She gets her first field goal, and it is a 29-24 lead for the Tigers. Burkett and over to Spiker. Spiker will start the second half. Didn't start in the first, as Singleton almost coming up with the steal. And it will stay with the Patriots. Looking the inbound here, over to Spiker. Spiker quickly converging on her was Kendra Clark. And here is Blaylock kicking it back over to Spiker. Spiker, shot clock at 1. The long 3, and she beats the shot clock. She shot that all the way from Tyler, Texas. And it's a 2-point game, 29-26. The spin inside. Amanda Wilson, she scores. So back-to-back field goals for Amanda Wilson. And it's a 4-point game again. Here is Burkett splitting her way through, looking for the open man. Will bounce it over to Blaylock. Blaylock working against the defense of Amanda Wilson, and Wilson forcing the travel. That's going to be another turnover for the Patriots. They're 7th. Tigers have 8 turnovers so far. They've only have forced 2 steals. But again, ETBU coming in, forcing the game against the Ozarks on Thursday night, as Clark fires for 3. Can't put it in, but Amanda Wilson will clean up the mess and scores inside. And Amanda Wilson with 6 points. She scored the last 6 for ETBU. Valderrama will lob it over to Blaylock. And skipping it over to Spiker. Spiker looking for back-to-back triples. Nothing but air. Here comes Childress on the push. Childress and somehow Singleton getting to that loose ball after it was knocked away. Clark thought about the triple. Will skip it to Childress. Inside it goes. Matlock wide open. Banks it home. Beautiful ball movement for the ETBU Tigers. And they find the open man. It's an 8-point lead for the Tigers. The Patriots call for time. 35-27. We'll be back on the ETBU Sports Net. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to your hometown Whataburger. We're getting busy in here. To me, quality means perfection. From the time that you hit the door to the time that you leave, we serve quality.
Their quality is just number one for me. You can taste that with every burger. The customer service is perfect.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
It's always a great experience here. The first bite makes you feel all warm and happy inside.
It's never disappointing, and it's always quality every single time we come.
Quality is what keeps you coming back.
Get your hometown Whataburger. Quality like no other.
Tigers in the midst of a 6-0 run here as we are just getting ready to start here after a quick timeout by the Patriots. They're down by 8. ETBU have done a solid job of going inside here to start the third quarter. And that's one thing that you would want to do here if you are a team that's only shooting 32% from the field. You want to start by getting some easy ones on the inside. In fact, our all-star statistician was showing me the heat chart at halftime, and Tigers are converting most of their shots in the paint, as that was a miss by the Patriots. And they quickly get back on the defensive end. Here's Singleton getting it back over to Clark, skipping it over to Childress. Childress, a lot of room. Elects to move the ball back over to Matlock. Matlock on the drive, bouncing it inside, finding Amanda Wilson once again, and it's a 10-point lead for the Tigers. And a beautiful drop-off pass from Matlock. Valderrama will settle it down here. Gets it over to Blaylock. Valderrama is wide open. And she fires for 3. A good contest, but right in the face of Kendra Clark right there. And she scores. Clark on the baseline drive, skips it over to Singleton. Back up top. Childress for 3. It's good! A beautiful play set up by the Tigers, and it is a 10-point lead for ETBU. Kim Childress now with 8 points, her second triple of the day. Tigers are really starting to turn it on here from the field. Amanda Wilson steps up and draws an offensive foul on Burkett. And the Tigers with all the momentum right now as the Patriots go to an entirely new lineup that includes Tori Shoemaker, Aubrey Adams, Alfred in there as well. Swinging it over to Clark here. Over to Singleton, back to Childress. Childress puts it on the deck, kicks it to Clark. Clark the catch. Clark from the corner and knocks down a 3. And the last thing the Patriots need is for Kendra Clark to start operating from her spot. That's her first triple of the day. She's got 5 points and almost picks that pass off. Alfred able to catch up with it as Kim Childress aggressive on the defensive end, but called for the reach-in foul on Michaela Alfred. So the Patriots maintain possession. Second foul on Childress, first for the Tigers. Waddell coming way out to get it. And here's Alfred looking on the pump fake on the drive. Kicks it back over. Putting it on the deck is Jolie Carswell. And we'll skip it back to Waddell. Back to Carswell, but picked off by Kendra Clark. She goes all the way and banks it home. Kendra Clark started to turn it up on the offensive end. She was just 1 of 6 in the first half. Make it 3 of 8 as Alfred having problems handling with the defensive pressure of Matlock, and she draws the foul. Matlock will pick up her first. Or it's not going to be a foul. They just say it was deflected. I thought there was going to be a foul call as Alfred went to the deck. Shoemaker working out of the high post. Good aggressive defense. Matlock is all over the place, putting the lockdown on the UT Tyler perimeter players. The pass inside. Carswell blocked, but a foul on Singleton. Good rotation to drop down by Singleton, but she's called for the foul. I guess in this situation, hand will not be part of the ball. And with that, we're going to have ourselves a media timeout, folks. Tigers on top by 15. 45-30, 4:53 to play. We'll be back on the ETBU Sportsnet.
Faith, determination, loyalty, teamwork. These are just a few of the core values that both East Texas Baptist University and Marshall Ford Lincoln have in common. I'm Matt Moore, General Manager of Marshall Ford Lincoln, and at Marshall Ford Lincoln, we're both proud and grateful for our relationship with East Texas Baptist University Athletics. From all of us at Marshall Ford Lincoln, we wish you nothing but success in your 2017-2018 seasons. And go get 'em, Tigers.
We're back on the ETBU Sports Net, and how about the turnaround for the Tigers coming into the second half? They were just 32%, 10 for 31 from the field, but now all of a sudden they have picked up their play, and they are shooting 45%, 8 for 9 in the quarter, as Carswell will go to the line for the Patriots. Their first free throw is up and good. Patriots at the line are shooting. Now 4 of 8. They were 3 of 7 in the first half. Second free throw is up and good. Childress to inbound, getting it over to Singleton, going against the defense of Michaela Alfred, pressuring in the backcourt. And the Tigers are executing well here on the offensive end. They're awake, folks, and that's always bad news for the opposition. Here's the catch-and-shoot triple. In and out again for Kendra Clark. She's had several of those go halfway down and out. However, Tigers still on top 15. Clark knocks it away. Matlock ahead of the field. Valerie Matlock, the layup, and can't bank it home, going right against Aubrey Adams. Adams able to come down with it. Alfred on the push. Alfred on the drive. Dumps it inside for Shoemaker. Tough catch, but she's able to handle it. It's deflected into the hands of Wilson. Wilson goes to the deck. It's a jump ball. And let's see. It goes to ETBU. Starting lineup back on the floor for the Patriots, along with Carissa Spiker. Childress to inbound here. Singleton will get it faced with the defense of Blaylock. She draws a double. Will lob it over to Clark. Clark, the escape, getting it to the baseline. Kicks it back over to Childress. Childress looking for the open man. She'll hand it back to Singleton to set things up. Under 4 minutes to play. The Tigers have already scored 18 points here in the third, shooting a very high percentage, 8 for 11 for the quarter. Childress puts it on the floor, looking and trying to rotate over. Spiker intercepts that pass, and we'll kick it ahead to Burkett. Burkett can't bank it home, blows the open layup, and it's rebounded by Childress. Childress gets it to Singleton. Singleton, the kick to Matlock. Up top for Childress. She throws it inside for Wilson. Childress alone for 3. It's good. Kim Childress from downtown. And it's a 16-point lead for ETBU. 3:13 to play in what is going to be the final meeting between these two teams as D3 opponents. The turnaround from Spiker is no good. Rebounded by Singleton. Singleton the push. Here comes Singleton up the floor, kicking it over to Clark, and Clark bobbles it, but is able to handle it, and it'll go back to Singleton. And Childress comes out. Childress has hit 3 triples. She's coming in shooting just above 27%. The spin inside. How about the move for Wilson? Wilson, the spin cycle, and the bucket. She's going to go to the line looking for a chance at a 3-point play. What a beautiful move inside. And Amanda Wilson has 10 points, 8 of her 10 coming in this third quarter. We're going to have ourselves a timeout, folks. It's an 18-point game. Tigers 50, UT Tyler 32. We'll be back on the ETBU Sportsnet.
I'm excited at the next 4 years and what the future holds for me at ETBU.
We're at Christ-centered university, and we're putting God first.
We are the light on the hill. God calls us to be the light and to spread it.
I feel like I'm experiencing something that I'm not going to ever experience again, and I wouldn't change it for anything else.
Ever since the day I stepped foot on this campus, I have felt right at home.
Amanda Wilson, a big part of what has been a 10 for 13 shooting performance from the floor for ETBU here in this third quarter. They have absolutely flipped the script. However, still can't convert from the line, though. They're 3 of 14 for the game. So that is still the one blemish there, as Blaylock's triple from the corner is good. And they call it a 2 on the floor, so it's just a long 2. Coaches hate those shots. only a few steps away. Here comes the fourth triple from Clark, or rather from Childress. In and out for Kim. But she is now 3 of 5, and nobody stopped the ball. But Blaylock just flips it high off the glass and does not bank it home. The bounce. Wilson can't score. Amanda Wilson was wide open, and she misses one. So 2 missed opportunities from both teams in the open floor. And those are chances that just drives your coach crazy when you don't convert. As Burkett will skip it over to Odom. Odom on the drive. The pull-up won't go. Childress tried to corral it. Instead, knocks it out of bounds. And an entirely new lineup for ETBU as Caleb Bice, Hannah Hudson, Anna Moss, Aaron Meeks, joined by Saxton as this Tigers' second unit trips onto the floor. They skip it way out to Burkett. They look over. Blaylock trying to find the open man. Blaylock called for carrying, so another turnover for the Patriots. ETBU turning up their defensive pressure. And it's going to be another possession for the Tigers. They're up by 16, 50-34 with under a minute 30 to play. The screen by Meeks. The drive by Saxton. Saxton all the way. Saxton banks it up and in. Sydney Saxton keeping the defender on her left hip, and she's able to bank it home. And it's an 18-point lead now for ETBU, their largest of the day. Aubrey Adams backs it out. Good defensive pressure by Bice. They kick it to the corner. Odom thought about the three. Instead tries to bounce it to Blaylock. Saxton goes to the deck. However, Burkett able to catch up to it. Burkett, the jumper, won't go. Rebounded by Saxton. And had it knocked away from behind. ETBU maintains possession. But the Tigers right now look like an entirely different team here in this second half. As you knew, head coach Rusty Rainbow was going to make the necessary adjustments to better his team's chances on the offensive end. Under a minute to play here, 46 seconds to be exact. Here's the drive by Saxton going against the defense and scores as Sydney Saxton down the boulevard and banks it home, and it's a 20-point lead now for the Tigers. Odom, the kick to Valderrama. Valderrama trying to find the open man. She finds Burkett, who then finds Odom. Odom steps behind the line for three, and it's good, and they cut it down now to a 17-point deficit. 20 seconds to go. Shot clock is turned off. ETBU can absolutely milk it here, as they have scored 27 points in this third quarter. I tell you, an explosion on the offensive end. Saxton the setback. Saxton on the drive. Saxton steps through. Saxton banks it home. Sydney Saxton has the last 6 for ETBU. She is going to work inside. And let's see. They didn't give her the basket yet, and finally they do. So it's a 19-point lead for ETBU. Sydney Saxton carving up the Patriot defense. And it's a 19-point lead for the Tigers, 56-37. We'll be back for the final quarter of play from Ornelas Gymnasium, folks.
With friendly locations all over East Texas, the Jalapeno Tree has long been a favorite East Texas dining destination for young and old alike. Best known for sizzling fajitas, famous star dinners, and the very best tortillas around. The extensive menu featuring a large assortment of both traditional favorites as well as new contemporary dishes has something for every taste. The Jalapeno Tree invites you to visit the Pepper Posse today. For the complete menu and the location nearest you, visit jalapenotree.com.
We're back here on the ETBU Sports Net. Tigers on top by 19. They scored 29 points in the third quarter to gain the separation for the Patriots. The turnaround shot by Waddell is off the mark, but the offensive rebound goes into the hands of Odom. The Patriots were dominant on the offensive glass as Blaylock's three is good. It's a 16-point game now as the Patriots able to score. And a bad pass. Saxton tried to thread it through the Patriot defense, and it's picked off. Blaylock faced with the pressure, gets it up top to Valderrama working out at the high post. Here's the drive by Odom. Lost her balance, lost the ball, and it's out of bounds. And it'll stay with the Patriots, as I thought that ball went off of Odom last. Burkett on the drive, trying to split through this zone. Odom's three short and out of bounds. It will go back to the Tigers. Kim Childress drained 2 triples in that third quarter. She has 3 made for the game as the Tigers are up 16. But again, as I said in the last meeting, ETBU were pounded on the glass by the Patriots, especially in the second half. There's about a 38-33 advantage. The drive by Saxton. Saxton banks it home. The Saxton show continues. She has the last 8 now for ETBU. And the drive, Burkett comes right back and scores, and the foul. And so she can cut it down to 15. But how about Sydney Saxton? She's got 10 points now. She has been very, very aggressive. And it must be something against this UT Tyler Patriots team, as the free throw is good from Burkett. Sydney Saxton has had several good, solid games against this team. The last time she had 11 points, she had 8 rebounds, she had 6 assists, as head coach Rusty Rainbow saving what could have possibly been a tumultuous possession for the Tigers with a timeout. We'll be back on the ETBU Sports Net. Tigers on top by 15. 58-43. We'll be back after this. We are back on the ETBU Sports Net. Tigers up 15, 58-43. They have upped their shooting to 48% after shooting just 32% in the first half. Hudson looking, hits it up top over to Moss. Moss backing in, looking for the open man. It'll be Bice. And Kayla Bice will kick it back over to Moss. Well, Hudson rather. Hudson. The shot clock is down to 2. It is an issue, and they call Hudson for a travel as the Patriots put tremendous pressure on her on the outside. And just like that, Coach Rainbow going to an entirely new lineup. Or rather, he's going back to his starters here. 8:18 to play. It's a 15-point game, but with this Patriots squad, it is always good to put it away when you can, as they are very capable of mounting a comeback. The skip over to Burkett. Burkett, the 3, too strong, rebounded by Matlock, and Odom is there to take it away. Kicks it over to Valderrama. She stripped from behind, And here comes Singleton on the push to Clark. Clark looking over to Matlock to Childress. Childress looking, and we'll skip it over to Singleton. It comes back to Childress. Childress telling Matlock to go back door. And looking for the screen. Matlock working off the screen. Matlock the drive, kicks it out to Singleton. Singleton all alone for three. It's good. Taylor Singleton from beyond the arc. And it's back to 18 for ETBU as their shooting numbers continue to skyrocket. And get it to Valderrama. Good pressure by the Tigers at the midcourt. Burkett splitting through. Stripped by Singleton. And Taylor Singleton comes up the floor. And she'll settle it down. Going up top and kicks it over to Matlock back up top. Childress is all alone, but didn't realize it. And slipping inside. Wilson can't score it off the glass. Rebounded by Odom. The skip ahead to Burkett. Burkett on the drive. 1-on-2 and draws the foul. Let's see. And that's going to be a foul on Singleton, so her third. Taylor Singleton, a very active, very aggressive defender. She and Valor, between her and Matlock, it can be a nightmare for any opposing point guard on that end of the floor. As Tatiana Lacey checks in for the Tigers, Aubrey Adams and Tori Shoemaker in for the Patriots, replacing Valderrama and Odom. So they go a little bit bigger in that front court. As the free throw's off the mark, rebounded by Childress, almost steps out of bounds, but able to claim the board for the Tigers. Singleton working out top, looks inside to Childress. Childress trying to find the open man. She's double teamed, working on the block, goes to the left hand, can't bank it home. Rebounded by Shoemaker, and a handoff to Blaylock to Burkett inside for Adams. Adams, the turnaround is good. And just like that, it's back to 15. The Patriots, the skip ahead to Matlock. And Childress wide open at the top of the key. Won't go. Offensive rebound goes into the hands of Kendrick Clark. And it's a new shot clock for ETBU. That's a great look for Childress. She's going to want that one back as that pass nearly picked off by Adams. Here's Lacey handing it off to Singleton. Singleton open at the foul line, short. And Matlock with the offensive rebound. So the Tigers will get a third opportunity here. Let's see if third time can certainly be the charm, though, as working against this extended now UT Tyler Patriots defense. Blaylock coming way out top here. Singleton on the drive, kicks it over. Childress, her fourth triple, too strong. A fourth opportunity for the Tigers. Here's the drive by Matlock, and she'll skip it way out top to Singleton. The Tigers gobbling up the offensive rebounds, and it's continues to be a 15-point game. ETBU running clock a bit. Shot clock is down to 10. The spin, kick it over to Lacey. Lacey, the jab step, the jumper, short, and taken away by Matlock. Was almost a fifth opportunity, but she's called for the foul. The reach in. Unfortunate that the Tigers were just not able to come away with a bucket. 4 offensive rebounding opportunities. But it is completely turned around for the Tigers on the glass, as they were +9 in the first half in rebounding, 31 to 22. I can only imagine what the deficit is right now. We'll take a look at the stats during our next break. The step back jumper by Blaylock is good. It's a long 2 again, and it's a 13-point game. So the Patriots still very much in this, as the drive by Clark tried to skip it over to Matlock, and instead it's going to be a turnover. And once again, Patriots have another chance to cut this down to 10 or 11. Here's Odom. That's she and Valderrama back in the front court. Blaylock drawing 2. Back over to Odom. Inside, the pass picked off. Kim Childress, and gets it through several defenders. The crossover, getting inside, going to the left hand, can't score it. Rebounded by Adams, and here come the Patriots. Blaylock working out top, gets it to Burkett. Into the corner to Odom. Odom off the fake. Odom the lob inside. And Burkett goes to the deck and draws the foul. That's going to be on Singleton for the fourth time. 14 fouls on ETBU overall. Patriots have yet to commit a foul in this fourth quarter. As Anna Moss will replace Tatiana Lacey, Sydney Saxton has come on to replace Taylor Singleton. And Saxton has had a tremendous ball game, has had a stretch of scoring 8 consecutive points. The pull-up by Valderrama, and a foul called on Kendrick Clark. And Clark picks up her third. Valderrama's going to go to the line, and that's a bonus situation for the Patriots. As Valderrama at the line, the free throw is good. And it's a 12-point game. So Patriots not going away, as this is a very talented team. Second free throw is up and good as well. Valderrama at the line for the season. 68%, but she connects on 2 there. Here comes Saxton waiting for the Moss screen. Saxton operating against the screen by Moss. Moss sets another solid one. Kicks it over to Childress. Childress going off the dribble. Childress kicks it out. Anna Moss on the baseline. The short corner shot in and out. Rebounded by Adams, and Adams trapped by Matlock. And almost a turnover. Saxton running Blaylock into help. Into Adams. The Valderrama 3 is good, and Bianca Valderrama from downtown, she cuts it to 8, and it's going to lead to a timeout for ETBU. The Patriots very much alive. Tigers got to put it away. We'll see if they can here on the other side of this timeout.
I love the A1 Thick and Hearty Burger. Absolutely the best thing ever.
You asked for it, and it's back.
It comes with 2 100% pure beef patties.
You have the crunchiness of the bacon, the onions, the way it all comes together. The sauce plays a big role in a sandwich. When you combine it with everything, that's what makes it so good.
A1 Thick and Hearty! It's back. That's the A1 Thick and Hearty Burger.
It's back at Whataburger for a limited time.
It's a little piece of heaven right here.
We're back on the ETBU Sports Net. What looked to be well in hand for the Tigers. They were up by as many as 19. In fact, they were up 19 to start the fourth quarter. It is now a ball game, an 8-point lead for the Tigers with 3:15 to play as Matlock has it on the perimeter. Childress coming over with the screen, kicks it over to Kim Childress. Childress, the triple, well short, and a shove out of bounds by Matlock. And the Patriots can cut this to 6 or 7 here at the line. So Odom bowls it over to the other end to the official. And it's a penalty situation. Matlock picks up her second. 2 free throws coming for Stasia Burkett. First free throw in and out. Rolls off the iron, so she can, at best, make it a 7-point game. And Amanda Wilson will check in for Anna Moss. Wilson's had a long rest. She's got 10 points in the game, 8 here in the second half. But again, this goes all the way. Tigers have missed several opportunities at the free throw line as Taylor Singleton checks in for Matlock. So Coach Rainbow going with that lineup that defeated the Patriots just last Thursday. with the 2-point guard setup between Saxton and Singleton. Saxton being the closer here for ETBU. Clark, Wilson, and Childress up front, and it's going to be a foul. A foul called on Tarisha Blaylock, so that is going to be her first team foul of the quarter. Kicking it up top to Kim Childress, and Childress will hand it off for Saxton. Saxton operating the crossover, looking for the open man, gets it to Childress. The shot clock is at 15. They were scrambling as though the shot clock was at 5. The crossover, Saxton, the hop step, the runner, banks it home. Sydney Saxton comes through in the clutch, and it's back to 9 with 2:28 to play. The pass inside, and it's going to be a foul away from the ball. And Amanda Wilson picks up her second, so that's going to be 2 more free throws for the Patriots. Valderrama hit 2 for 2 on her last trip to the line. And she has come up big for them as well. Rattles in the free throw. It's an 8-point game. She's got another one coming here. 63-55. 2:26 to play. Don't forget, folks, the men's team are going to be matching up with the Patriots here and immediately following this one. So 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game right now. As Sydney Saxton has 12 points, and once again against the Patriots, she comes up clutch. As she had several big-time plays on the road, and the loose ball, a turnover, and Singleton trying to knock it free. Here's Odom, the bounce to Valderrama. Valderrama banks it home, and it's a 5-point game. Under 2 to play. Hold on to your hats, folks. We're in for a good finish as Singleton has room to operate. Kicks it over to Childress, back up top for Singleton. Kicks it over to Saxton. Shot clock at 10. Saxton on the drive. Saxton down the lane. Kicks it over to Wilson. Wilson banks it home. What a play by Saxton. Setting it up for Wilson. And she scores. And Valderrama not able to handle the high pass. It's a turnover. ETBU gets it back. With 1:29 to play, they have a chance to increase this lead to 9 or 10 with a triple. And we've got a stoppage of play on the floor. Not sure exactly what the issue is just yet. ETBU's April Matthews performing her community service deed for the day, cleaning up a wet spot on the floor. Good job by April Matthews. That's what we like to see here at ETBU, servant leadership. And here comes Sydney Saxton up the floor. She has had her hands in 12 of the last 14 as she lost it, but Amanda Wilson quickly on it as Blaylock trying to knock it away from Saxton. Saxton doing a tremendous job of keeping her dribble. Drives to the right hand, slithers inside, can't bank it. Wilson tried to keep it alive. Blaylock comes away with it. Blaylock against the defense, kicks it over to Burkett. Burkett's triple way short, rebounded by Saxton. Knocked away, and instead of being called for a foul, Saxton is called for stepping on the inline, and with under a minute to play, the Patriots trying to make their move. And I myself was looking for a foul to be called as they lob it over to Valderrama, over 2, way off on the 3. Here comes Saxton with a rebound, and Sydney Saxton trapped, skirts away, and is called for the foul. And Coach Rainbow extremely upset, getting in the ear of the officials along the sideline. And officials coming together to see what the call is going to be. 47 seconds to go. And a timeout called for the Tigers. We'll be back on the ETBU Sports Net exactly 47 seconds to play Tigers up 7. Don't go anywhere. Well, ETBU Tigers up 7, but if you look at the opportunities they've had at the charity stripe, they have missed 11 free throws. They hit 11 free throws. They're up by 18 as Kendrick Clark will get it. And the skip over to Kim Childress. They beat the Patriot pressure, and they're trying to draw a foul. And the Tigers keeping it away, but the shot clock is an issue. Kicks it over to Saxton, the lob over to Childress. Childress, the dagger for 3. She's fouled behind the three-point line. And that will just about do it if she could put it away here at the charity stripe. The shot clock was down to 2, and Childress was knocked to the ground. She'll have 3 free throws coming up. That's going to be a foul called on Samantha Odom. First free throw for Childress is good. And again, the Tigers have got to convert at the line as Kim Childress makes it an 8-point game. She makes it a 9-point game with a second. And she's got one more coming here. And this will ice it here, put the Tigers up by 10. And she hits all 3 free throws. Kim Childress coming alive at just the right time. We've got another timeout, 24.7 seconds to go. Tigers up by 10. We'll be back on the ETBU Sports Net after this.
I'm excited about the next 4 years and what the future holds for me at ETBU.
We're at Christ-centered University, and we're putting God first.
We are the light on the hill. God calls us to be the light and to spread it.
I feel like I'm experiencing something that I'm not going to ever experience again, and I wouldn't change it for anything else.
Ever since the day I stepped foot on this campus, I have felt right at home.
We're back here on the ETBU Sports Net. Tigers up by 10, 68-58 with 22 seconds remaining. All they have to do is play keep away and not pick up any fouls here. Aubrey Adams, the long 3, way off the mark. It's deflected out, but off the hands of Childress, and it will stay with the Patriots. 14 seconds to go. Burkett will get it to Valderrama. Valderrama launches a long 3. She is well off. Rebounded by Saxton. And that will just about wrap it as Kim Childress will lob it over to Kendrick Clark. And she dribbles it out. And that will do it. The Tigers come away with the last victory against UT Tyler as a D3 opponent. 68-58. A hard-fought matchup, and the Tigers improve to 12-0 at home, 19-2 on the season. As I said, the Tigers are going to be on the road here coming up as they'll take on Belhaven and Louisiana College next week. And on February the 9th, yes, Louisiana College. And then they're on the road again on February the 12th against Laterno. So Big matchup coming up here as we wind down the regular season. They will close the season on the 16th, 2 Saturdays from now, against Texas Dallas, which again for the Tigers is always a task for them. But once again, Mark T. Robinson here on the call as we take a look at the final stats of the ball game. The Tigers finished the game shooting 42.9%, 36% from 3, 6 of 17 at the line. That is something that head coach Rusty Rainbow is going to want to address to his team. They only forced 15 turnovers, but they win the turnover battle by 15-14, and they own the glass 46-37. So the Tigers, again, dominant in several categories here statistically. They hold UT Tyler to 34% shooting roughly and 34% from 3. And we'll be back here on the ETBU Sports Net for the men's matchup here in just about 25 minutes.